So there are a couple keywords we want to notice here. One is that toward the end of the question, it talks about which one models the number of copies left to sign T minutes after they started signing. So if we're talking about how many remain, that's a key thing to keep in mind. But also, we're starting out with 300 copies at 0 minutes. Now, note that time is always on the independent axis. It's independent of everything. And then anything else is on the dependent. In this case, number of copies left to sign. So if we're setting this up with ordered pairs, we're going to say at 0 minutes, there were 300 copies left to sign. And whenever they talk about doing something at a constant rate, that's a giveaway that we're talking about a linear relationship. So we could eliminate options A and B, both of which are set up in an exponential format. And if ever you're unclear, you could go to our program function, which if you press alpha cosine, you get right to the F's. And then remember, this is one of those informational programs. So notice exponential shows you essentially the standard equation for an exponential function is y equals a times b to the x, where b is the common ratio and a is the y-intercept. And then if I press enter, we can go to, let's say, linear and see the different forms. We're all pretty familiar with y equals mx plus b, which is what you have in C and D. Really, they put the y-intercept first, but same idea. They kind of have y equals b plus mx. But because of the fact that we have a constant rate, we know it's linear, we eliminated a and b, and both of these had the same y-intercept. Now we just got to figure out which one better reflects the slope of the scenario. Well, it says that after 15 minutes, they've signed 20% of the copies. Now remember, I mentioned at the beginning, we're looking for the function that models how many are left to sign. So if they signed 20%, would you agree that there's 80% left to sign? 80% of, remember, of means to multiply, of the 300 means there's still at this point 240 copies left to sign. So that gives us our two ordered pairs. So we can go into our program, slope int, type in the ordered pairs that we have, and we see that we have a y-intercept of 300 and a slope of -4, making the correct answer C.